Welcome to this telecast of your local high school football game.
Good evening, everybody. TV 19 Plus, proud to present high school football action tonight from Haddon Township. It's Haddon Township versus Haddon Heights. Tad Kozaneski, Kevin Schulz with you here. And Kevin, as we look at the team, the visiting team on the far side, Haddon Heights, they have a shot to win a title this year.
Absolutely. A lot of high hopes coming into this year. And, of course, they had a tough week last week and getting it on the short end of a 28-25 loss to Paulsboro. But this is a Haddon Heights team that has a high-powered offense. Dante Pickney, a kid who can really throw the ball, throw for over 850 yards. Have those receivers that can not only make the catch but make the run after the catch. Just an explosive offense all around.
The home team, Kevin, Haddon Township comes in. They're a bubble team. They're looking to play themselves into the playoffs.
Yeah, feeling pretty good about themselves with 3 wins, 3-2 at this point of the season. But the big thing they're going to have to do today is put pressure on Pinkney. They stay in their base D, allow Pinkney to have a lot of time, look at the receivers. He's just going to pick them apart. So you put pressure on Pinkney, make him throw off his back foot, alter him in one way or another. That's their key to success.
Beautiful day for football. Glad you're with us. We'll take a break here on TV 19. It'll be Haddon Township versus Haddon Heights, our TV 19 game of the week.
In the area, we offer you the confidence that comes from working with professionals. We put your needs first, and we know the area. Real estate is not a part-time interest to us. It's our profession. We have no part-time associates on our staff because we know that it takes full-time commitment to obtain the best prices for our sellers. Westmont Ace Hardware has been serving the South Jersey area since 1932. The third generation of the founding family still operates our large, modern store at 127 Haddon Avenue in Westmont. We offer the convenience of being located right in town, on the main street, with off-street parking and no hassles driving miles to a shopping center. Westmont Ace Hardware is known for the variety of tools, hardware, and general merchandise that it carries. But we are best known for our knowledgeable salespeople and personal service. If you can describe your hardware need, we can find the exact product to satisfy it. Westmont Ace Hardware, the place to go for all your hardware needs. The Taproom Grill, located on Crystal Lake Avenue in Haddon Township, is the ideal place to gather with friends or family to enjoy great food and beverages in a casual and friendly environment. The Taproom provides a neighborhood atmosphere that attracts patrons of all ages. Whether you choose the indoor tavern or the spacious outdoor deck, you can select from an extensive menu of appetizers, entrees, and specials, all expertly prepared by our chef. The Taproom has 18 flat-screen TVs both indoors and out, and music entertainment 4 days a week. Planning a private celebration or event, the Taproom can host an event from a party of 12 to a group of 700. Come to the Taproom, where we serve great food, beverages, and smiles every day of the week.
The Retrospect is your very local source of news and features that you can't get anywhere else. Each week you'll read the headlines from your hometown and surrounding suburban towns. You'll read about the events and people that make your community unique. Stories about your friends and neighbors and a weekly calendar of events. You'll also take a trip back in history each week when we take you down memory lane, and you'll be able to check out the legal notices once a week and all in the same place. And don't forget about local sports from the schools and community leagues right in your hometown. To find out how to get your copy, visit www.retrospect.com. Carl's Haddon Field Service. Carl's Haddon Field Service has been a local landmark providing reliable automotive service for over 50 years. At Carl's, we are still providing old-fashioned full service like cleaning your windshield and checking your oil with every fill-up.
Lenny, Vermont, and Leonard Realtors are known for our innovations in real estate sales. Now we're adding to the technologies available to sellers and buyers by making it easier to get information about a home when a potential buyer sees our real estate sign. At the top of these signs is a text code that can be used in conjunction with a buyer's mobile phone to bring up a complete description of the property, and with a smartphone, photographs, floor plans, and maps as well. Simply enter the text code from the sign into your phone to retrieve this information, and for even more details, press the link to contact the listing agent. Lenny, Vermont, and Leonard Realtors, for innovations in real estate sales.
Tad Kozaneski, Kevin Schulz back here with TV 19 Plus Game of the Week. Remind you to please support all our sponsors that you just saw there, because without them we wouldn't be able to bring this game to you. So please, if you go to one of these businesses, let them know you saw their ad right here on TV 19 Plus. So right away, Kevin, Haddon Township's going to have their work cut out for them as they will kick off to this highly powered Haddon Heights team.
Yeah, we're going to find out right from the get-go. You know, really it's going to give us a view of what's going to happen today. I mean, you're really going to have to come out. And like I said, the big thing, I think, is you're going to have to put pressure on Pinckney, because we've seen him, and especially in that Audubon game a couple weeks back, where he was given time in the pocket to set his feet, readjust himself, and he can really look at a lot of different receivers. If you give him that time, it's going to be a long day for this Haddon Township defense.
So we mentioned Haddon Township will kick off. They are going to squib kick this. They get a real nice bounce on it. And here comes Heights. Spinning on this and bringing it up the field is Dymel Parker. So Parker takes it out to the 35-yard line. It'll be 1st and 10 for Haddon Heights behind their quarterback, Dante Pinckney.
Yeah, Pinckney having an outstanding year, throwing for 12 touchdown passes, throwing for almost a little bit over 850 yards. And again, he's one of the premier passing quarterbacks in South Jersey, and you just can't give him time. You have to find a way, whether it's by blitzing the different gaps or shooting the gaps, getting to the outside, putting an extra man on the line. You have to get to him in a hurry.
So Pinckney will be your quarterback. Joyner in the backfield with it. The handoff is to Joyner. Joyner going to get about 2 yards as he gets out to the 37. Or Khalif Moore on the carry there.
Yeah, you talk about what they're able to do offensively, and obviously the thing that comes to mind is their passing game, their ability to move the ball quickly, score quickly. But you also have to look at Brandon Joyner. He's a kid who's coming off a great year last year, can cut, and really gives him some diversity on the offensive end of the ball.
2nd down and 8. They go look the pitch, but keeping it now is Pinckney. Pinckney will keep this himself, and a nice open field tackle made there to knock that down. It's going to leave him about 3rd and 3.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. If you're going to put pressure on Pinckney, he's going to go to the outside. Nice job right there, run support, coming up and making the stop. As Matt Brown coming up from the safety position.
If you remember the last time we had Haddon Heights here in TV 19+, they like running this no-huddle offense. They go with it right here. Pinckney is back. He is faking. He is looking. Still on his feet. Gets the ball off. And it is incomplete. Looked like he tried to get that to Dante Pinckney, to Khalif Moore, I believe.
Yeah, it looked like Khalif Moore. It's kind of a safety valve, but there you see. I mean, they didn't put a lot of pressure on him. Then when the pocket closed down, the nice thing Pinckney does is he doesn't just look to run, goes out, readjusts himself, and is still, as he's rolling out, looking for that open receiver and got the ball there. They just weren't able to get their hands on it.
So the punt team will be in on 4th and 4.
Haddon Township has to feel pretty good about this. The first series of downs, forcing them to punt, especially, again, with the success that Haddon Heights has had coming into this game.
So Heights into punt from their own 30. Line drive punt could be returned here. Taking it about the 20, it's Boyle with the carry. Boyle going to go straight up the middle. He gets out to about the 30-yard line, and our first look at Haddon Township as they take over the offense in a 3-2 record. Their quarterback today is Jake Campbell. Jake is a senior. Haddon Township comes in averaging about 22 points a game on offense.
Yeah, Campbell's a kid who can really get things going in a short passing game. I know we had the Sterling game in the first part of the year, and he was able to connect, but not consistently on the short passes. Today he's going to have to get things going on a consistent basis.
So they spread the field. Connor Wade, the lone setback. It is a screen pass to Wade, and Wade did not catch the ball. They say incomplete. It was close to possibly being a lateral.
Yeah, and if you're a defender in that situation, you just go for the ball. Ball bounces, go for it, because, again, you never know. It could be considered a lateral or a pitch, and that's a live ball in that situation.
So it'll be 2nd down and 10 for the Hawks. We are just underway here in the first quarter. We have no score. First time Haddon Township has had the ball here today. Boyle in the backfield. Delay is to Boyle. Boyle slips as they hand him off the ball. They're going to lose about 4 on that and leave them 3rd and 14. Just unfortunate there.
Yeah, you have to. Anything that's going to develop in that Haddon Township backfield is going to have to develop quickly. Anytime you have something where you get a little bit of a muff like that, or even a play that takes long to develop in the backfield, this defense of Haddon Heights is so quick, especially from the linebacker position, and they do such a good job gaining penetration.
Jake Campbell has trips wide receivers to the near side. He is going to roll to his left. He has time, fires it across the middle. It is complete. Complete for a 1st down as Haddon Township able to move the chains on a beautiful throw from Campbell to Robert McCullough.
Yeah, that's a nice job. They just went out to the outside. You had Campbell roll to the outside. They flooded that right side of the field. Looked at 3 different receivers until he was able to find Robert McCullough for the completion right there and the first down.
So 1st and 10 from the 45 for Haddon Township. First down of the game. Fake it to Boyle. This is a pass play. They get it off. It is complete on the far side of the field and very close to a first down on the catch by Connor Wade. They may give it to him, Kevin.
Yeah, that was a nice job all around by Jake Campbell getting the outside. Of course, Connor Wade getting the ball, shooting upfield, putting them in about a second and about 1.5. But it was also a real nice job picking up blitz. Looked like Haddon Heights blitzed off to that left side. And, real nice job picking things up. The offensive line's working and communicating very well up front.
2nd down and 1. Here is Boyle. Boyle is going to get enough for the first down as he gets across the 45 to about the 44. So it's second first down of the game right away for Township, and this is exactly what they want.
This first part of this game is really played into Haddon Township's hands, and you have to feel like this start is something they wanted and they knew they had to have to be successful against Haddon Heights. You force Haddon Heights to punt, then you get the ball, you're able to string together a couple first downs, and more importantly, keep the ball out of Haddon Heights' offense's hands.
1st and 10 from the 44 for Campbell and Haddon Township. Handoff to the near side. Township trying to get around the corner. Not a lot of room on that one. A nice defensive play made by Brandon Smith. Corson Harder there on the carry. They're going to gain about 2.
Yeah, and that's where Haddon Heights is so good. They get to the outside. The linebackers are very active. And, you can see right now the key to Haddon Township offensively is mixing things up with a short passing game, roll out, pitch to the outside, just doing enough to keep Haddon Heights off bounds.
Pretty impressed with Jake Campbell and his ability to throw the ball when he throws it. It's going to be 2nd down and 8 for Campbell. Campbell takes the high snap, looking, gets it off. Good defensive play. It looks like we're going to have a catch, though, nonetheless. Pinckney was on it there defensively. Believe McCullough there, Kevin, on the catch.
Yeah, that's McCullough. Number 16 for the catch. And that's, again, as you said, another nice throw by Campbell, getting the ball in tight spaces, setting his feet. We saw him in the first game of the year. He was making a throw like that here and there, but not anything consistently like you're seeing right here on this first drive.
3rd and long, 2, almost 3 for Haddon Township. We have 7:14 to play first quarter with no score. Handoff up the middle. Close on the carry, Casey Boyle. Let's see where they mark it. Actually for a yard, so that will leave him shy of the first down.
Yeah, early on here, this is 4-down territory on the 35-yard line of Haddon Heights. So this will be an interesting 4th down call right here. And you have to think with the success Campbell's had on the rollouts and the semi-rollouts that's something you're going to see right here in this 4th down play.
First big play of the game. It is early on. It is 4th down and 3 for Haddon Township. 6:38 and counting to play first quarter. We have no score here in TV 19+. Lone setback is Casey Boyle. 4th and 3. Send a man in motion. They're going to give it to Boyle. Boyle, I don't know. He might have it. This is going to come down to a measurement, folks.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, because he was ahead, he was pulled back, and it looks like by the spot, I'm looking at the spot right now, it looks like he's got the first down.
Alex Thompson was in there on the tackle. This will be a measurement. And again, this just comes down to where they spot it. And like you said, Kevin, if you look, if we have to guess, it looks like he may have made it.
Yeah, just a nice job going off to the left side. When I'm looking at this offensive line, there's 2 things I like. They're picking up some of the blitzes, and just as important, they look like they're getting a nice push, just like they got right there on the defensive line of Haddon Heights, because if you look at the 2 lines, I think Haddon Heights has a size advantage.
Here comes the change to be measured. Again, it's hard to see the way the referee squats in front of the ball, but I believe they've got it. Yes, they do. So good job again for Haddon Township as they get the first down. 6:11 to play here, first quarter, no score.
Keeping the chains moving, and again, you keep the ball out of Haddon Heights' hands, the offense's hands, and it goes a long way, really, the time of possession, again, against such an explosive offensive team like Haddon Heights.
1st and 10 from the 33. Ball is fumbled. Heights may have this. Heights says they do. Waiting for the official signal. Yes, they do. So a tough break for Township as they drive down and turn it over.
Yeah, and that's something obviously you can't have happen against a team like Haddon Heights. You don't want to give them opportunities, especially with the way the offense is played on this drive of Haddon Township, getting some first downs, controlling the time of possession early on in this game. And again, mistakes like that will kill you.
5:51 to play first quarter. Heights will take possession of the ball at their own 36. No score. Dante Pinkney over center, actually from the shotgun. Check that. They hand it off. Dominique Irons. Irons still fighting for position there. After all that, maybe got 2 yards.
Irons off to that right side. I mean, again, that's something where, hey, if you get a few yards, that's great, but you want to show that look in the shotgun, show them that you are going to possibly run the ball in the shotgun just to mix things up and keep the defense off bounds.
Give them 2, second down and 8. Pinkney hands it off again. Actually, he'll take it himself. Good fake there. Got me. Pinkney will take it. Gets across the 40. He's going to leave him third and about 5.
Yeah, nice job by Haddon Township staying home there. Pinkney's able to get a few yards. But again, this is the type of offense, if you can constantly put them in 3rd and 5, 3rd and 6 opportunities, they might connect on some of them. But if you just slow them up, keep them off bounce, don't allow them to get in any type of a rhythm, I think that's one of the keys for success for the Haddon Township defense.
And now they're going to do a late huddle as we have 4:47 and counting to play first quarter, no score. It's a 3rd down and 5 for Haddon Heights. Pinkney back, gets the pass off near side. Running with the ball there is Brandon Joyner. Now Joyner looks to be about a yard shy of the first down.
Man, it's a tough call here early on. You have to think they're going to punt it away.
Yeah, if you're the favorite, you don't want to give the team anything to get excited about. But Kevin, right now, I think they're running into play.
Well, this is a gutsy call, and this is a team with the high-powered, explosive offense. And this is a coach saying, I have confidence in you guys. You can get us this conversion here early on. It's probably the biggest play of the game here to this point.
4th and about a yard for Haddon Heights. Pinkney may just take this himself. Now he is quarterback draw. He is going to get the first down. No, not by Kevin. I thought he was going to get a little better spot than that.
Yeah, I'll tell you what. I think he might have lost it on the spot. But again, I think his knee actually came down. Then he went forward, and the spot was based on where the ball was in the air when the knee came down. But that's a huge stop here by Haddon Township. And again, from a Haddon Heights standpoint, they have a lot of confidence in their offense, and coaches want to show their players on the offense they have confidence in putting them in this situation, but I'd be surprised if they had got this first down. It definitely looks short.
Yeah, it certainly does. Here comes the important measure. Now, this is where, again, you're giving up field position by not making this. Here comes the change. The football is right under the posterior of the downed referee. And there it is, Haddon Township. Kevin, good defensive stop here. Now they've got something to get excited about.
Yeah, good defensive stop. And again, gutsy call by Haddon Heights. And also, when you consider the fact that this is a Haddon Township team that in their last drive had a lot of success until they shot themselves in the foot with the fumble.
3:38 to play first quarter. We have no score. Connor Wade, the lone setback behind Jake Campbell. So Wade now in. The give is to Wade. Wade maybe gets out to the 45-yard line. Stopping in there, Sean Sack, a senior on the stop.
That's a real nice athletic play. And again, we talked about the athleticism at the linebacker position, but also, and especially going back to that Audubon game, these are defensive linemen that have good size, but they're very athletic. And I think you saw that on that last play by Sean Sack, not allowing Wade to bounce it out to the outside. Great individual effort there by Sack. And a real good name for a defensive line.
Yeah, real, absolutely. Second down and 10. Campbell back. This is a screen. They get it off as they go. This Casey Boyle. Casey Boyles has some room. He's going to get the first down as he pushed out of bounds at the 20-yard line. well-designed screen there.
Yeah, and at the right time, you had the blitz off to the right side. That's that middle screen. They had numbers. Casey Boyle made the catch, turned up field, and what a huge play here early on for Haddon Heights to put them in the red zone with a first down.
Parker's the one that pushed him out of bounds at the 20-yard line. So 1st and 10, 2:49 to play, first quarter. Again, no score here in TV 19. Haddon Township driving against Haddon Heights. See what Campbell wants to do here. Boyle up a big hole up the middle of the field. Boyle for a gain of about 9 yards.
Tad, I'm impressed with everything that this Haddon Township offense is able to do, whether it's a semi-rollout, a rollout by Boyle, doing a nice job waiting, looking for the right receiver. And the thing that's probably even more surprising is the success they're having off tackle and running off tackle. And you just saw that right there with Casey Boyle going off to the right side.
2nd down and 1 for Haddon Township. Campbell in the backfield. Wade to his left. Campbell wants to take it himself, pushing ahead, and he may have enough to get the first down. Looks like it may be a 1st and goal.
Yeah, nice job of Brian Panera stepping up there from the linebacker position and making that great individual effort. I mean, that's a one-on-one situation. He broke down and made the play. And you're going to get a 3rd and short here.
Wow, didn't make it. You're right.
Yard line makes it 3rd down and less than 1.
And you would think
Boy,
2 down territory.
Yeah, this surprising. I was going to say, okay, you got a measurement coming here. That's a little too close to.
In our 3rd measurement here in the first quarter. That's how tightly these teams are playing. There you see it again. Tad Kozaneski, Kevin Schulz with you here on TV 19 Plus. Our game of the week, Haddon Township hosting Haddon Heights. We're in the first quarter. 1:53 to play in this first quarter. We have no score. And it is enough for a first down.
Very impressed with the way Haddon Township is playing compared to the first game of the year against Sterling. And, you know, we talked about Sterling last night, how well they were playing offensively. And I think, you know, we saw these two teams in the first game of the year, and I'm sure they had first game jitters. And in that first half, you saw Jake Campbell be inconsistent, do some nice things, but not be the consistent quarterback you're seeing today. And I think that's just one of the things that happens to you as the year progresses. You start to feel more confident, and that's what we're looking and seeing here with Jake Campbell.
Back to pass. They're going towards the right side of the end zone. A man there, he catches it. Is he inbounds? No, they're saying he is out of bounds. A great catch, Kevin, but out of bounds. Good
yeah, that
effort
was
there.
Robert McCullough right there. And I think, Tad, what happened was the one foot was in, but the other foot was out before the other foot.
Of course, in high school, you need that one in, and the referee was right there on the line.
Yeah. Well, he landed with the one in, but I think the other one was out before he was
out of bounds. Okay,
yeah.
I got you. So you're out in contact with the out of bounds line before. I got you. So now it's going to be 2nd down and goal. See what Campbell wants to do here with this Township offense. He is going to throw again. Goes far side of the field. That is incomplete. Trying to get it to Casey Boyle.
Yeah, that's the first play I really saw Campbell force things. And again, you have to give the credit to the penetration and the pressure Haddon Heights was able to put on Campbell right there. Didn't have a whole lot of time to set his feet and was able to force a quick throw out to Boyle in the flat, who was open, but Campbell wasn't able to get the ball to him.
Haddon Heights calls time with 1:02 to play in the first quarter and no score. Tad Kozaneski, Kevin Schulz back with you here on TV 19 Plus. Again, 1:02 to play here in this first quarter. Haddon Township driving. They will face a 3rd and goal. Trying to pull the upset here.
Yeah, Tad, we talked about the success Haddon Township's having offensively, keeping the ball out of Haddon Heights' hands. But, again, Haddon Heights is so explosive that you can have that success in one play. They can make up a big chunk and come up with a scoring drive. So it's very important here for Haddon Township to finish things off and get a score here early on.
Campbell from the shotgun. He is scrambling, and he is going to go nowhere. As Heights all over that on the sack.
Yeah, one thing you're seeing in the last couple plays is the penetration, the defensive line. And on that play, you know, it was a good pressure from the outside in, keeping Campbell in the middle area of the field, having the pocket closed down, not allowing him to run to the outside, giving him the option to throw or run.
All right, so Heights is going to, or Township, is going to try to score something here. It is going to be a field goal try. Connor Wade, This is going to be a 30-yard try for Connor Wade. He's got the distance, and it is good. So from 30 yards out, Haddon Township takes the lead. There you see the time remaining here in the first quarter. All right, so after the touchdown, after the field goal, here is the kick. Haddon Heights coming back. Pretty decent return out to the 32-yard line, but Kevin, Haddon Township got exactly what they wanted, getting some type of points on the board.
Yeah, and that's it. I mean, you can drive the ball, control the time all you want, but to keep the momentum, you want to get something on the board, and that's what that field goal did for them right there. But they've done everything they've needed to do in this early part of the game in this first quarter from a defensive and offensive standpoint.
So we have 12 seconds remaining here in the first quarter. 1st and 10 for Heights. Dante Pinckney from the shotgun. Sends it far side of the field. This is Brandon Smith. Smith gains about a yard, and that should do it for action here in the first quarter. 1 quarter in the books. It's Haddon Township leading it 3-0. Second quarter action here on TV 19 Plus. Hand up and a first down, and Moore is running with this is Khalif Moore. Khalif Moore going to get to the 41-yard line, a gain of a little more than 20, the biggest offensive play of the game thus far for Haddon Heights.
And that's what Haddon Heights can do to you. With all the success that Haddon Township has had to this point in this game, again, Haddon Heights can make up chunks of yardage and make up points, get themselves back in games offensively in a hurry, and you saw that right there off to the left side.
From the 41, 1st and 10, low snap. Keeping himself is Pinckney. Pinckney manages to dive ahead to the 35, and on that dive gains about 6 yards.
We talked a lot about their ability to throw the ball, Pinckney, but now you're seeing a lot of variety, a lot of misdirection in the backfield. Nice job of execution there by Pinckney, keeping the ball himself and going off to the left side, getting about 6 yards.
2nd down and 4. Pinckney going to give it to Moore. Moore trying to come around the near side, picks up a block, and he may go. Moore is going to go into the end zone for the touchdown from about 34 yards out. But a penalty flag is down back at the 30-yard line, the area of holding or clipping.
And I think that's definitely going to go against Haddon Heights here.
You see the referees talking it over. Township coach is already pointing back. Here comes your call from the official. Block in the back.
Against the Garnet.
And that was a key point in the play as he came back and went off to the right side. But you can see right now with these Haddon Heights ball carriers, you have to hit and wrap. You just can't hit with the shoulder, not wrap. They'll bounce off you, spin around, go the other way. And, anytime you get close, you break down, you have to make every hit count, and hit and wrap is the key in that situation.
So they'll move it back to the 39. It'll be 2nd down and 8 for Haddon Heights. So Township dodges a bullet, but Heights has to feel like they're right where they want to be now. 3-0. Township leads it. Heights with the ball. Send a man in motion. That's Irons. Pinckney rolling left. Pressure on. He gets it off on a screen. Nice catch on the play as Moore's going to go with it down the right sideline. He'll take it to about the 28-yard line. He was tackled on the play by Connor Wade.
Yeah, and that was great pressure by Nate Rocks, but I'll tell you what, Tad, that was just all Dante Pinckney right there. A great individual effort as he was almost being brought down by Nate Rocks on that play, was able to get the ball off to Moore, and Moore's able to get the first down. But again, that was just a great individual effort by Dante Pinckney.
It is enough for a first down from the 28, 1st and 10 for Haddon Heights. Pinckney on the handoff this time. And this could go to the house. Brandon Joyner. Joyner to the outside, and Joyner is going to score this time. So now Heights does officially score. There are no flags down.
Yeah, with all the passing this year, I don't think we've talked enough about Joyner and what he's able to do. But you saw it right there. If his ability to just cut on a dime, even in tight spaces, gets a little bit of room, a little bit of daylight, and he can really make something happen. He's definitely one of the bigger big play guys for the running back position in South Jersey.
Matt Vitale into hold, into the extra point, Connor McCoy. Trying to put Heights up by 4. Kick is long enough. And the kick is good. We have 10:29 remaining here in the first half. Haddon Heights now leads it 7-3. Haddon Township to return on the kick here. Trying to return this far side was Connor Wade. And Kevin, we just had a look at how quick Haddon Heights can score.
And I think the big thing here, when you're looking at Haddon Township, they just have to stick with what they've been successful with, not let them get derailed by the fact that, again, you have a Haddon Heights offense that's going to come up with big plays. You know, things like that are going to happen, but Haddon Heights really just has to stick with what's gotten them to this point in this game in their ability to move the ball.
From the 31 for Haddon Township, 1st and 10, they trail it 7-3. Casey Boyle, the lone setback. Send a man in motion. Pitch it to Boyle. Boy, beautiful tackle in the backfield there. That was Dominique Irons. Great read.
Yeah, very difficult, again, with the activity of the linebackers. I mean, they get out there in a hurry. Any foot race to the outside, they're going to win. Nice job on the defensive front. You know, linebackers can be great at getting to the outside, but the key is the defensive line and holding up the push of the offensive line, keeping those lanes free, and that was just a great job of team defense there by Haddon Heights.
Dominique Irons is senior. Loss of 4, 2nd and 14. That sends Jake Campbell back into the shotgun now. Campbell going to take it himself on a quarterback draw. Campbell going to get back about 5 and leave him 3rd and 8. Pretty safe call, not a bad call either.
Yeah, it was, and a nice job of Khalif Moore coming up, making the hit. Good job of recognition, but again, like you said, that's a safe play. Get themselves in a third and a reasonable amount to go with, about a 3rd and 7.
I think that's a real nice call by Haddon Township there. So Township faces a 3rd and 7, 9-10 and counting to play until the half. Township trails at 7-3. Campbell again from the shotgun. 2 wideouts to each side of the field. Campbell back, goes straight across the middle. He had a man, but the ball was deflected at the line of scrimmage as he was trying to get it out there to Andrew Carberry, I believe that was.
Yeah, nice play call. And again, you point to the one key here for Haddon Heights is the activity you're seeing up front. Great job on all these plays, controlling the offensive line, not allowing them to get any type of push. Great activity right there and getting the tip and keeping Haddon Township off balance and forcing the punt right here.
And this is where Haddon Heights is very, very dangerous, as now we're going to get a timeout for Haddon Township. 8:58 to play here in the first half. Heights leads at 7-3. Tack Kosneski, Kevin Schulz back with you here on TV 19 Plus as Haddon Township will kick off to Haddon Heights. Again, Haddon Heights very, very dangerous in this situation. Nice high kick. They're going to let this bounce. No chance for a return as it goes far side. I think Township will take that every time. It'll be 1st and 10 for Heights at the 43.
It'll be 1st and 10 Haddon Heights.
Trying to get it back there. Dante Pinckney, I think either try and kick it out of bounds, just keep the ball away from him.
Yeah. Yeah, and you know what? Right now you have to like things, the way things have gone in these last few minutes with Haddon Heights obviously coming up with the score on the big play, but probably even more importantly was the defensive effort you saw right there against Haddon Township and forcing the punt and getting the ball back in your offense's hand in pretty good field position here.
Yeah, you saw Haddon Heights against Audubon early in the season. We were very impressed by them. Handoff up the middle. Still on his feet. An amazing run. Still on his feet. Brandon Joyner.
Handoff goes to Brandon Joyner.
Boy, Joyner looked like he was going to be stopped for a loss and just kept going.
Keeps the legs moving, hits, bounces out in the outside. And, again, he's a kid who probably cuts and has vision in tight spaces and is able to really maneuver his way through defenses as well as anybody in this conference.
They're going to take another measure, and I can tell you from here it's a 1st down. You can see right down
Absolutely,
the line.
yeah.
I mean, this is
but
the 4th time. I guess he's just afraid to eyeball it himself. I mean, this is a technicality. We'll get to see the umpire squad or the other ref squad over the ball where we can't see it. And this is a 1st down, I can tell you from here. I don't even know why you have to bring that out. I guess if there's any doubt, you got to bring it out. But here we are, standing almost in line.
Give the chain guys a little bit extra work.
Well, they've got exercise now. That's their 4th time they've come out. 1st and 10 Heights. They continue to move the chains. Pinckney in this high-powered Haddon Heights offense. Very impressive. Fumbled ball. Tried to hand it off on the play to Brandon Smith. And that's a read on the quarterback, an indecision on Pinckney's part.
Yeah, and I think he thought he was pulling out. It looks like Smith wanted to hold on to it. Again, a little bit of miscommunication right there. And, you look at this Haddon Heights offense, it was an offense that to this point in the season was high-powered with a lot of the passing, but the way they're having their success right now is the misdirection in the backfield with the running, using different weapons, whether it's Smith or Joyner, and, again, trying to keep this Haddon Township defense off balance.
2nd down and 11. This time Pinckney will throw, and he is going for it all. Has a man open. It is caught, and in for the touchdown is Kenneth Lewis. What a throw.
Yeah, that's one of those plays right there where Haddon Township had the outside covered, the inside, the right was covered. Lewis did a nice job going up that seam area. And again, if you give those receivers any type of room with their speed and Pinckney's ability to get them the ball, you're going to see what happened right there with the big play and connection to Lewis.
So score now 13-3. In for the extra point is Connor McCoy. High snap. Good job, and it is blocked. And the snap had a lot to do with that. So little good news for Haddon Township, but Haddon Heights is rolling in this one. Tech Kazaneski, Kevin Schulz with you on TV 19 Plus, our game of the week. Haddon Heights, Haddon Township. We have 7:23 to play here in the first half. Haddon Heights leading at 13-3. Heights coming in 3-2. Haddon Township 3-2. But as we mentioned in the opening, two teams kind of in different situations. We'll get to it after this play. As the return man is mauled at the 30. You have a Haddon Heights team, Kevin, that they have a shot to win Group 2 this year. They do have 2 losses. One was to Paulsboro, the other to West Deptford, the champs. But I still think this is a team that could win Group 2 this year.
Yeah, for all the trouble that they had in that first quarter, I think the most impressive thing that you're seeing today is, when they take away the passing game from them for the most part in that first quarter and the early part of the second quarter, you're seeing them having a little bit of diversity with the running game, using different players involved in the running game. We're talking about Smith and Joyner. And, of course, as we saw in the last play, that passing game, the big play potential, the passing game is always there. So really can hit you with a lot of different weapons in a lot of different ways when you're talking about this Haddon Heights offense.
Handoff fake. Rolling with this Campbell. He is looking. He's going to get it off. Incomplete. As he tried to get it to Casey Boyle. Had decent protection on that one, but again, great coverage down the field.
Yeah, and that was the key. I mean, you had enough time, and you like the way Campbell adjusts, doesn't try and run out once the pocket closes down, readjusts, resets his feet, but just a great job in the defensive backfield in coverage of Haddon Heights. And this defense has really come up big in the last couple set of downs. And right now, with the success Haddon Township had in that first quarter, and then it turned to the last drive when they were 3 and out. They really don't want to get themselves in another situation where they're forced to punt.
2nd down and 10. Campbell, quarterback draw. Looked like he had a bigger hole to his left, went to his right, and he's going to lose about a yard, leave it 3rd down and 11.
Be 3rd and 12.
And that's a play where you really, in the quarterback draw, you have to take advantage of any opening in the inner part of the field, because anytime you're going to the outside with the speed of these defensive backs, with their ability to come up and run support, in most cases they're going to win that foot race to the outside. So I can definitely see why Haddon Township is trying that draw. But again, with the athleticism up front and their ability to close down the gaps and close in the holes, it's really making things difficult for this Haddon Township offense at this point.
3rd down and 11 for Township. Casey Boyle, the lone setback. Campbell looking to throw, gets it across the middle, and this is almost intercepted. Man, that was run right over the shoulder. Dymel Parker had it on his shoulder pads for a few seconds, but couldn't make the play.
That was bizarre. I think it almost sat on his shoulder pad there for a little bit. That was bizarre. But again, good pressure. Campbell had a chance to set his feet, but great coverage in the backfield. Maybe the pass was a little bit off, and you can see right now they're trying to hit those crossing patterns across the middle, but nice job by the linebackers being where they need to be. And of course, the defensive back stepping up and almost coming up with a big pick right there.
Parker goes back with Pinckney to receive this punt. High snap, high kick. Not really a chance to return. A fair catch was called. Barely had enough room. Was Parker on that. And Heights will get the ball right back with 6:06 to play here in the first half. And they lead it 13-3.
And real nice field position, and that was a nice play by Parker, stepping up with the fair catch. That's a ball, it bounces. They're the type that can bounce, and if you get an unfavorable roll, you can be back 10 yards further. And with that catch, he has his team, again, with real good field position.
And it was not
a 45-yard line.
It was not an easy catch because he had a Haddon Township player right in front of him.
Yeah, but that's a real nice, one of those little things that you see in a football game that is really the key to success and sustaining field position.
Dante Pinckney has 3 receivers to the top side of your screen. He has time, and he has that one knocked down. Beautiful pressure put in by number 44, Corson Harder. Great play.
Well, Tad, we talked about from the beginning, one thing we said when we were going into this game that the Haddon Township defense had to do was put pressure on Pinckney, much like you saw right there from Carter. Just they haven't been able to do it on a consistent basis.
2nd down and 10. Yeah, because they'll get eaten alive deep down the field. They have to get pressure up the middle. Screen pass, far side. Nice open field tackle as Connor McCoy makes the catch. They get about 5 back, leave them 3rd and 7.
Yeah, that was a real nice call. Nice simple play out to Connor McCoy. Allow him to go upfield and open right there. You have some space. Not a bad job also of coming up, making the hit, and putting Haddon Heights in a 3rd down and 7 situation here.
And they went for it on 4th down near this area early. Shovel pass, and what a tackle there. Boy, no, somebody was not fooled on that one. We'll get you that player in a second. That was Connor Wade. What a read.
Yeah, that's a great job from the linebacker position, seeing everything in front of you, staying at home, and making a play where, that was an area where they've had problems with misdirection, and that was just a little shuffle pass. And the key there is get to the ball carrier before he can get going upfield. That's what Connor Wade was able to do right there. Great individual effort by Connor Wade.
Brandon Smith made the catch, and just as he caught it, he was hammered. So now the punt team is on 4th and 8. Looks like Lewis will be into punt. He is faking it, and they are all over it, and this is going to be a loss. What a read there. Corson Harder all over it. A risky play for Heights, and now Township has a chance for some points.
Yeah, what a big play. I mean, when you're looking at Harder, what he's been able to do in this drive, Harder, Connor Wade, 2 players who've come up big and really gotten their team in a position where they have great field position here, brought back a little bit of momentum here, giving themselves a situation where they're at the 35-yard line of Haddon Heights. That's just a huge play right there by Harder.
1st and 10 for Haddon Township.
From the Garnet 35-yard line.
From the 35. Here's Boyle. Boyle picks up a block, gets across the 35, down at the 26-yard line, tackled by Kevin Hall.
And if I look at some things that Haddon Township's had success with, or had success with in that first quarter, it was the semi-rollouts and also that play right there off to the left side by Boyle. And here you see him going for 8 yards. Again, you talk about a defense coming up with a big play and having that momentum carry over to the offense. I think that's what we're seeing right here.
2nd down and 2. Boyle is the deep back. They'll give it to Boyle here. Runs into his own man. Don't think he's going to have enough for the 1st down there. There were white shirts all over him.
Yeah, you see Boyle going off to the right side. Again, another dominating defensive effort up there on the defensive line. The left side of the defensive line, off the right side of the offensive line. But you have to like the strength and ability to be physical and really control the line of scrimmage when you're talking about this Haddon Heights defense.
They're going to need about a half a yard. It's 3rd and a half a yard with 3:30 to play here in the first half. Township with the ball. They trail it 13-3. If they can get in before the half, they're in business. We have a timeout on the field. 3:25 to play in the first half. Haddon Heights leads it 13-3. Tad Kazaneski, Kevin Schulz with you here on TV 19 Plus, coming to you from Hawk Country here at Haddon Township. Pretty good game thus far. If you're just checking us out, 3:25 to play here in this first half. Township with the ball. They trail at 13-3.
Yeah, this is a huge third down conversion. Obviously, though, in two-down territory here when you're on the 30-yard line of Haddon Heights.
Boyle, the lone setback, send a man in motion. Give it to Boyle. Boyle met at the line of scrimmage, and it's all going to come down to the spot of the football.
Yeah, I think he got it, Tad, with extra effort, Boyle. It looks like he was able to get the first down. Yeah, they're going to move the chains there, so that's a big third down conversion. And, again, you can't say enough about the defensive effort the last series of downs when Haddon Heights had the ball, and the job that Connor Wade and Corson Harder did, coming up with two big plays, great individual efforts, and now, again, you're seeing that momentum carry over to the offense right here.
So Connor Wade back with Jake Campbell. Campbell from the shotgun. Gets the pass off. That was a screen pass that kind of went to nowhere. They were lucky that wasn't intercepted. Tough play on that one. And now we get a whistle and a stoppage of play.
There by Spencer Goodman.
Trying to figure out what this whistle was about here, Kevin. Referee still talking. Oh, there's a flag on the far side of the field. I can hardly see it, but here it comes right now. Here is your flag on the far side. Still waiting for the official's call. It's going to go against Haddon Township.
Penalty against Haddon Township for having an ineligible receiver downfield.
So an ineligible receiver downfield is the call.
And that's going to happen on that screen play. It's a timing play, and a lot of times the offensive lineman can't always see what's going on, and anything that takes a little bit longer than what you're thinking, you're going to release at a certain point. If the ball's not there yet, that's something that happens a lot on that screen play, especially in the middle area of the field.
Now 1st and 15.
Haddon Township coach questioning the call. Coaches up here were saying the ball got tipped before that happened. But nonetheless, it's going to be 1st and 15 with 2:50 to play in this first half.
That's a screenplay they had some success with a couple times early in the first quarter that I think Haddon Heights right there, even though you had the tip, came up and put themselves in position to make the play.
1st and 15, Campbell rolling to his left. Has some time, has a man there down the sidelines. It's caught, and in for the touchdown is Haddon Township. Casey Boyle on the play, and what a throw by Jake Campbell.
Yeah, and that's a play where he's rolled out from the short pass. You flooded certain areas, and that was the shorter area, the 10-yard area. The flat was an area Haddon Heights had covered throughout this whole first half. Boyle fake going short, threw long, and hit Boyle right in stride for 6.
So now we've got a game with 2:42 to play here in this first half. 13-9, barring this extra point.
Todd, I'm really impressed with the way after Haddon Heights gets things going, gets the 2 big scores, that Haddon Township's fighting back in this game. And again, I think it all started with the defensive effort, things carrying over to the offensive end and getting a score right here.
The kick is up, and the kick is good. 2:42 to play here in the first half. We've got a game. Haddon Heights leads Haddon Township 13-10. Tad Kazaneski, Kevin Schulz with you here on TV 19 Plus. If you're just tuning in, our game of the week, Haddon Township hosting Haddon Heights. Haddon Township trails at the moment 13-10 as they kick off the Heights. We have 2:42 remaining here in this first half. And again, this is where Haddon Heights is very, very dangerous. They will not kick again. Big high kick here, taken by one of the up men, who is running backwards, trying to go on that one. Eric Wood took a big hop and ended up losing about 10 yards after he received that. Kevin, a lot of times the best thing they teach you to do is just go down.
Just go right down. I'll tell you what, that was a nice job, Eric Wood, initially going up, getting the ball, doing what you have to do right there. But once you go laterally against the Haddon Township team that really does a nice job in coverage, you saw them right there, everybody coming down in their lanes, being disciplined. And
just over 2 minutes to play and a half.
Wood just ran into a wall of coverage right there, and in Haddon Township, they worked out well for them, and him going back probably about 5 or 6 yards.
Pinckney from the shotgun. He is going deep down the sidelines, going for it all. The coverage was there.
Incomplete.
Trying to get that in for Kashif Miller.
And James Kalik was on Miller down that left sideline. And
second down.
Again, with a lot of success they've had with the misdirection in the backfield, that's one thing they're always going to show. They have the ability to stretch the field, and obviously Pinckney can really throw that deep ball well.
Right in stride where it needs to be. 2nd down and 10 for Haddon Heights. Pinckney from the shotgun. Flag flies early.
I'm going to guess we're looking at a false start right there.
Not many flags really thrown in this game thus far. It's been a fairly solidly played game. Offsides against Haddon Township. That is not going to help them. Usually that's where you line up.
Yeah.
That is a
2nd and 5.
And typically a referee will warn guys in situations like that. But, the first time you'll get a warning, but they see it again, they're going to make the call. And I think that's what happened right there.
2nd down and 5. 2:22 to play here in the first half. Pinckney is a threat all over this field. Now he's going to hand it off to Moore. And Moore is stopped for a minimal gain. It's going to leave him about 3rd and 4.
And that handoff in the middle area of the field, that's something we've seen in 2 defensive series here from Haddon Township. Their ability to step up, make that play, not allow ball carriers like Lewis and Moore to get their shoulders turned upfield.
3rd and 4. Pinckney. He wants to go far side of the field. This is complete. 1st down and more as it gets across midfield. Complete on the play to Kashif Miller. They will stop the clock to set the chains.
I think one of the most impressive things about this Haddon Heights team is how many different players they get involved in this offense when you're talking about Moore, Irons, Lewis. Then you have Miller right there. Obviously, Pinckney does a lot, Joyner. And that's why one of the reasons why they're such a tough team to stop.
1st and 10. Pinckney running, still on his feet, gets it off, has a man there jumping and not able to make the catch was Dominique Irons. What an effort again by Pinckney. He looked like he was going to get sacked 3 times on that play.
Yeah, I'm impressed, and that's the second time we've seen Pinckney back there running for his life under a lot of pressure, still trying to make something happen and having a decent throw, and almost connecting with Irons there in the middle of the field.
Going to be a 2nd down and 10. So Pinckney from the shotgun. Kylif Moore with him to his right. Pinckney gets a quick shotgun, pass near side of the field. A nice move there going down the sideline is to Irons on the play. Irons a senior.
And I think when you're looking at Pinckney with that throw, you talk about a kid that's got really good pocket presence, can feel the rush, was ready to make the throw out to Irons, who was wide open, sensed that there was a defender right in his way, waited an extra split second, reset his feet, made the throw, and connected with Irons on the right side.
1st and 10, handoff. This is Moore. Moore going to get about 4, and a quick timeout is called. We have a timeout, 1:22 to play here till the half. Heights leads at 13-10. After the timeout, it'll be 2nd down and 6 for Haddon Heights.
Ball set for play. It is 2nd and 6.
Pinckney is back. He fakes. He is looking. He is going down the far side of the field. Has a man there. Again, a good defensive play for Township. They stayed at home and read it well.
Good defensive play and not a bad job shooting for the end zone. And again, Pinckney putting the ball where either his receiver's going to get it or nobody's going to get it out to the outside. Giving a 3rd and 6 opportunity right here. With 1:16 left. And again, threatening to score, getting close to that red zone.
3rd down and 6 for Haddon Heights. Pinckney back to pass. Still on his feet. Gets it across the middle. Wide open. And still going. Not quite able to get in. Connor McCoy touchdown-saving tackle puts him down at the 2-yard line.
Connor McCoy, yet another skilled player getting involved in this offense. And again, I can't say enough about how well Pinckney's handling the pressure back there. He stops, readjusts himself under a lot of pressure, shifts a little bit, resets the feet, is able to make that nice throw.
Now under a minute to play here in this first half. Pinckney hands off, pushing hard up the middle, and Kylieff Moore is in the end zone for the touchdown. And that's a killer if you're a Haddon Township fan, and what a drive for Haddon Heights.
Yeah, especially with the way Haddon Township fought back, was able to get that last touchdown. But, yeah, two of the things when I look at this Haddon Township or Haddon Heights offense that I really like are, first of all, one thing is that they're involving everybody in their offense. They have so many different weapons. You can't play to one side, one player, or one side of the field. And even more impressive is the job Dante Pinckney's doing under a lot of pressure. You know, we said last time we saw him play, how well is he going to handle pressure? Well, he's showing what he's able to do here on this drive.
Going for 2, leading at 19-10. Fakes is Pinckney. Pinckney ahead. Does he get in?
He's just a little bit short.
They say no. So we have now 47 seconds remaining in the first half. It's now 19-10. Leading it is Haddon Heights. What a fantastic Saturday afternoon, I should say, here from Haddon Township. Barely a cloud in the sky. Comfortable October afternoon. Glad you're with us here in TV 19 Plus. Ty Kozaneski, Kevin Schulz with you. And Kevin, Haddon Township has been able to hang, but that last touchdown is going to make it a little difficult.
Yeah, and again, you have to be impressed with the way Haddon Heights adjusted to everything Haddon Township has done, and can't say enough about the job Pinckney's done at the quarterback position.
Comes the return by Marino across the 20, across the 25, and down at about the 29-yard line, tackled by Kenneth Lewis. 36 seconds remaining here in this first half, and Township's in a tough position with the ball about your own 30. Do you risk even attempting to throw the ball down the field, or you just kind of say, you know what, we'll take 19-10 at the half?
I think I would take 19-10 at the half, especially, you think about if you put the ball in the air at this point at the 30-yard line with all the playmakers back there in the defensive backfield of Haddon Heights. The last thing you need to have right now is have them come up with the pick and take it the other way.
So it'll be 1st and 10 for Haddon Township. Put the backs in the eye. They will hand it off. Maybe back to the original line of scrimmage. And that kind of looks like it. As Boyle took that, it kind of looks like they will be happy to run this clock out. I think that's a wise move. You can't take any chances here if you're Haddon Township, because then the game really gets out of hand.
I think if you're Haddon Township right now, I mean, obviously with that last drive, you can't be too happy about that, but all things considered, with the explosiveness of this Haddon Heights offense, to be down 19-10, and your last drive that you had, you were able to move the ball, go in for the touchdown, showing the ability to stretch the field on the long pass play.
Well, that does it for action here on the first half. TV 19 Plus, 19-10, Haddon Heights leads it. Right now, here's a word from our sponsors.
In the area, we offer you the confidence that comes from working with professionals. We put your needs first, and we know the area. Real estate is not a part-time interest to us. It's our profession. We have no part-time associates on our staff because we know that it takes full-time commitment to obtain the best prices for our sellers. Westmont Ace Hardware has been serving the South Jersey area since 1932. The third generation of the founding family still operates our large modern store at 127 Haddon Avenue in Westmont. We offer the convenience of being located right in town on the main street with off-street parking and no hassles driving miles to a shopping center. Westmont Ace Hardware is known for the variety of tools, hardware, and general merchandise that it carries. But we are best known for our knowledgeable salespeople and personal service. If you can describe your hardware need, we can find the exact product to satisfy it. Westmont Ace Hardware, the place to go for all your hardware needs.
The Taproom Grill, located on Crystal Lake Avenue in Haddon Township, is the ideal place to gather with friends or family to enjoy great food and beverages in a casual and friendly environment. The Taproom provides a neighborhood atmosphere that attracts patrons of all ages. Whether you choose the indoor tavern or the spacious outdoor deck, you can select from an extensive menu of appetizers, entrees, and specials, all expertly prepared by our chef. The tap room has 18 flat-screen TVs both indoors and out, and music entertainment 4 days a week. Planning a private celebration or event, the tap room can host an event from a party of 12 to a group of 700. Come to the tap room where we serve great food, beverages, and smiles every day of the week.
The Retrospect is your very local source of news and features that you can't get anywhere else. Each week you'll read the headlines from your hometown and surrounding suburban towns. You'll read about the events and people that make your community unique. Stories about your friends and neighbors and a weekly calendar of events. You'll also take a trip back in history each week when we take you down memory lane, and you'll be able to check out the legal notices once a week and all in the same place. And don't forget about local sports from the schools and community leagues right in your hometown. To find out how to get your copy, visit www.retrospect.com. Carl's Haddon Field Service. Carl's Haddon Field Service has been a local landmark providing reliable automotive service for over 50 years. At Carl's, we are still providing old-fashioned full service like cleaning your windshield and checking your oil with every fill-up.
Lenny, Vermont, and Leonard Realtors are known for our innovations in real estate sales. Now we're adding to the technologies available to sellers and buyers by making it easier to get information about a home when a potential buyer sees our real estate sign. At the top of these signs is a text code that can be used in conjunction with a buyer's mobile phone to bring up a complete description of the property, and with a smartphone, photographs, floor plans, and maps as well. Simply enter the text code from the sign into your phone to retrieve this information, and for even more details, press the link to contact the listing agent. Lenny, Vermont, and Leonard Realtors, for innovations in real estate sales.
Tack Kazaneski, Kevin Schulz back with you here on TV 19 Plus. Our game of the week, Haddon Heights and Haddon Township. We start the second half. Haddon Heights leading it by a score of 19-10, but overall, coming into this game, Kevin, I think Haddon Township has to be fairly pleased. They are in this game.
They're definitely in this game, but I'll tell you what, right now I think that obviously they have to find a way to stop Pinckney in that offense, because the one thing that if you're Haddon Township you have to be concerned about was that last drive where you were able to put pressure on Pinckney, but he was able to adjust, move around, and even under pressure still look for those receivers and connect on some big plays.
So to start the second half, Haddon Heights will kick to Haddon Township. That'll help Township out a little bit. But I'm a big fan of this Haddon Heights team and this offense, man. They have a very impressive offense and defense. And Township's doing everything that they can, though, to hang in this game. So we'll see what the second half brings us here on a beautiful day for football. Wish you had a day for football like this all the time.
Especially at this point of the year. I mean, we've had some late October days where you have the long shirts, the jackets.
Not today.
Yeah.
Well, this is Connor Wade's going to take it. Wade, actually, pretty big guy with a nice run there. Takes it out to almost the 40-yard line. Khalif Moore on the tackle. Good field position for Township.
Yeah, and I think that's what Haddon Township needs to start off this second half, maybe get a first down or two, because one thing they were able to do in that last score that they got in the first half, Haddon Township, was they showed the ability to stretch the field with that long pass play to Casey Boyle, and that's something they're going to have to do in stretching out and spreading out the defense of Haddon Heights. Because it got to the point where Haddon Heights was just covering that underneath pattern and crossing pattern.
Jake Campbell back in the shotgun, fakes the handoff, rolls to his left, looking, gets it off. He kind of forced that one. There was good coverage there, trying to get it across to Andrew Carberry, but good defense there.
Yeah, real good coverage by Brandon Smith, especially on that underneath pattern. And you really have to like the way Campbell, rolling out, never quits on a play, still looks undercovered for a couple different receivers. You thought he was going to go out to the flat, tried to throw the ball to the inside, but again, that was just great coverage there by Brandon Smith of Haddon Heights.
2nd and 10 for Township. This time 2 backs in the backfield. Casey Boyle, the lone setback, the deep setback, who takes the ball here, manages to get to about the 41-yard line, maybe a gain of 2, maybe 3 as we'll stretch it.
2 or 3 yards.
Again, I think you're seeing what Haddon Heights is doing and covering the underneath pattern. The other area where Haddon Township had success was that off-tackle play, but as that half wore on, the defensive line did a much better job of controlling the line of scrimmage and stopping that play, and I think that's what we saw right there off to the left side with Boyle trying to go off tackle but not having any success.
3rd down and 7 for Haddon Township. Campbell sends a man in motion. Campbell is back. Still looking. Still looking. He may keep this himself, and he is going to keep it himself. Gets across midfield, and that is enough for a first down. So it doesn't matter how you do it, just that you do it.
Yeah, nice job of Campbell reacting. Didn't see anything in the middle. And again, I'll tell you, I can't say enough about what he's been able to do by ad-libbing. There really wasn't anything there on the crossing pattern. You saw, I believe that was Harder, going in motion, cutting across the middle. Haddon Heights did a nice job with the linebackers in zone coverage, keeping Harder in check. Campbell knew nothing was there, went to the right side, was able to gain the first down.
1st and 10, just across midfield. This is Boyle to the left side. Gets a little bit around the corner, and then he is thrown to the ground by Sean Sack, the man with our favorite defensive man's name in the league. Sack number 74. He's a senior.
Yeah, doing a nice job moving laterally there, Sack. I mean, that wasn't a bad push there by the defensive line, but again, that's a play that they tried to stretch it out a little bit. It wasn't one of those quick hitters that gets you right to the line of scrimmage, and anytime you take a little bit more time and get in the line of scrimmage, you're going to give the defensive lineman and the defense and the linebackers time to react, and it's very difficult to get upfield in that situation.
2nd down and 8. Connor Wade, the lone back. Rolling to his right now is Campbell. He is still buying time. Gets this one off. Had a man there. Nice play. There was only for his player to get it. That was Casey Boyle, but incomplete.
And Campbell's doing everything he can right there. Rolling out, looking at a lot of different receivers. Really doesn't telegraph where he's going to go. And again, another great job of coverage. You saw Dominique Irons, who, again, we've called his name a lot, on the offensive side of the ball, come over and just do a nice job in coverage from the safety position.
3rd down and 8 for Haddon Township.
If you have that number, please report to the
2 wideouts to the top, 2 wideouts to the bottom.
4987544.
Campbell is back. Blitz to the near side. He just gets this one off. And I believe making the catch out there was Casey Boyle. That's a great catch.
Yeah, that's a great catch. And the ball was thrown a little bit short. I tell you what I liked about that play was Casey Boyle coming back to the ball and making the catch. You know, you see a lot of high school receivers, they don't come back to the ball, but he did that right there and made the big play and is able to get Haddon Township a first down.
See, Casey Boyle is hobbling. He thought about going to the bench for a second and said, nah, forget it, I'm staying.
And I think Campbell might have gotten hit right there. You saw Alex Thompson bringing in a lot of pressure from the defensive end position off to the left side.
1st and 10 from the 30. Campbell on a handoff. This is Wade. Wade goes around the left side, gets to about the 30 in a gain of 3.
Wade picks up about 2 yards, makes it 2nd and 8.
Tell you what, Kevin, Haddon Township doing a heck of a job hanging in this game against a team that I thought was as good as any team in this Colonial Conference.
Well, I think it was important on this drive. And, again, it all started off with getting the good field position. But go back to what made you were successful with on the last drive that you scored. And we're talking about Haddon Township. And they've done some misdirection in the backfield. They did a nice job rolling Campbell out, and then right there in that play, that was just a great job by Casey Boyle on the big play for the first down, coming back for the ball.
Campbell overthrows his intended wide receiver there.
And I think it's important right now as we look at about a 3rd and 7 to do what they're doing here and going a little bit deeper into the secondary, stretch the defense out a little bit because you have to think in the long run, if you're able to do that, keep the defenders back, you're going to have opportunities for those crossing patterns in the middle of the field. And, again, that was something they had some success with in that first quarter.
3rd down and 7 for Haddon Heights. They trail at 19-10, 9:05 to play here in the 3rd quarter. 2 wideouts to the near side, 2 wideouts to the far side. Campbell looking, just gets that off. Incomplete. His pressure was put on by Julian Faison.
Yeah, that was real nice pressure by Faison right there. Put Campbell in a tough spot when he's going to his right. Even on a short passing play like that, toughest thing a quarterback toughest situation a quarterback can be put in is when he's got to throw across his body, and that's what Campbell had to do right there, and just getting the ball back to the line of scrimmage.
Heights is getting some pressure, but so far Campbell's been able to get rid of the ball just before the pressure literally hits him.
Yeah, we've seen a lot more pressure on the outside with Thompson on the one side, and then Faison right there.
4th down and 7. Again, 2 wide receivers at the bottom, 2 to the top. Campbell faces pressure across the middle, overthrew his intended wide receiver.
Just out of the reach of Corson
Harder there. Just missed it.
Yeah, it was a little bit high. Probably a play he could have had, but it would have been a real nice catch if he was able to bring it in. But if you're a receiver coming across the middle, the last thing you want to have a quarterback do for you is have you stretch up in the air. You want to put that pass right on the numbers, and that was just one that sailed a little bit high.
So Haddon Heights now will take over on downs from their own 29-yard line. They lead at 19-10, 8:54 to play in the third quarter. Dante Pickney now with 2 backs on each side of him. Faking, it goes far side. This is Brandon Smith. And Smith is strung out after a gain of 2 or 3 as he gets out across the 30.
Yeah, there you see that misdirection in the backfield when you have Smith crossing with Moore in the backfield. Great execution. I mean, we talk about the talent that you're seeing and the explosiveness of this Haddon Heights offense. I don't think people talk enough about the execution, the way Dante Pickney carries out those play fakes and really engineers things even within the running game.
Pinkney wants to pass, goes across the middle. It is complete for a first down. The ball is loose, picked up by Haddon Township. And we do have a signal that it is Haddon Township ball. So a big break for Haddon Township.
I was just about to say, with the way this Haddon Heights offense is going on a roll, the one thing Haddon Township needs right here is a turnover, and they were able to get it. But you can get all the turnovers you want, but with the game at 19-10 right now, this is a situation where Haddon Township not only has to drive, get some first downs, but has to finish it off with a score right here.
1st and 10 from the 45 of Heights. 8:10 to play here in the third quarter. This is Boyle. Boyle had a jersey pulled for a second, but he able to get across the 40 and a gain of 5.
Yeah, there's that play off to the right side or the left side, either one, hitting the tackle hole, but hitting the tackle hole quickly, not allowing linebackers any time to recover. I know a couple times they went off to the left side on a little bit of a stretch play, but these linebackers are Haddon Heights just do such a nice job of recovering and get up and get penetration that you have to get to the line of scrimmage very quickly, and that's what Boyle was able to do there and going off tackle.
2nd down and 5. Boyle again. Boyle pushes ahead for close to 5 more and a first down.
Yeah, there you see them going back to that dive play that they've had so much success with.
Being spotted at the 34, that is a Hawk first down.
So again, Haddon Township, every minute that goes by is still in this game. They are having a shot. Haddon Heights is letting them hang around, and that turnover right now could loom large in this game.
Yeah, it's big, but again, Haddon Township has had a lot of success in getting yardage, but I really think it's very important here with 7:16 left in the third quarter to finish it off with a score.
This time Haddon Heights stops Boyle at the line of scrimmage. A ton of white shirts in the way there. Maybe a half-yard gain.
Yeah, that's one where they just anticipated that play. Looks like they shot the gap. Might have had a blitz there off to the one side and guessed right. Boyle's had a lot of success, but when you're able to gain penetration into the backfield, not allow him to get his shoulders upfield, you're going to have the success that they had right there, stopping the run.
2nd down and 9 for Haddon Township. 6:43 and counting to play here in the third quarter. This is a pass play. Campbell looking, has a man deep. The ball is underthrown, should have been picked off, and it was dropped by Kashif Miller. Kevin, they had the receiver open, but the ball was underthrown.
Yeah, that's when you have to get a little more on. I don't know if he wasn't able to set his feet well, because I know he has the ability to make the deep throw, as we saw at the end of that, near the end of the first half when they had their last score, but just apparently wasn't able to get his feet set and get the ball there, because as you said, Tad, the receiver was open, was able to get behind coverage.
So now it's a 3rd down and 9 for Haddon Township. Looks like Campbell's going to go from the shotgun.
Yeah, I think that's a good play. Give him the opportunity to roll out where he can either run or throw and look at different receivers. Not only look at the flat, but the underneath receiver.
Crossing receiver drops the ball. He had it and dropped it. Harder had it and couldn't hold it. Now it's a 4th and 9.
And that's a play where even if Harder was able to get his hands on it, you saw McCoy there coming up. Haddon Heights, again, is doing a real nice job in coverage out in the flat, covering the underneath patterns. If Harder was able to get it, McCoy was right there to make the play, and it would have only been about a yard or 2-yard gain.
Well, they are going to go for it on 4th and 9. And this is a situation, Kevin, where you could actually go for the end zone here. Even if it's intercepted, throw it deep.
Give it a shot. Yeah.
You know, what the heck? You're the underdog in this game. So 2 wideouts to the bottom, 2 wideouts to the top. Campbell, a quick pass, bottom side of your screen. It is complete. Marino is close, but I believe going to be short of the first down.
26-yard line.
But a nice play nonetheless.
Yeah, they just went with the quick out, and you're using Marino's ability to catch and get into the run after the catch. But again, a nice thing I'm seeing about this Haddon Heights defense is they know where they are situationally, know how far they need to go back, and know how many yards they're able to give up, and really came up and made the stop right there and did what they had to do from a defensive standpoint and got the ball back in their offense's hands after a turnover that gave Haddon Township an opportunity a couple minutes back.
So a turnover on downs, 1st and 10 for Heights at their own 25. Pinckney wants to pass. Gets by one man. This is a screen, and it is dropped, I believe.
Yeah,
now they're still going to play. I thought more. But
I don't see how
is that not incomplete?
Lateral. I mean, you didn't hear a whistle after drop. Okay, they're going to say incomplete pass.
I was going to say.
Yeah.
We were seeing something that they weren't.
Because I definitely saw the quarterback throw from 3 or 4 yards back from where the receiver was, but as long as they got it straight. I mean, that's the important thing in any situation.
So it went over and talked to the linesman. You can see him there on the top of your screen. They talked it over. So Pinckney now with the 2nd and 10 from his own 26.
Ball's at the 26-yard line.
Handoff. Good moving here. Khalif Moore. Moore pushes across the 32 to about the 33. Pretty good carry for a play. Didn't look like it was going to get much.
Yeah, and more importantly, it puts him in a 3rd and relatively short, about a 3rd and 4 opportunity right here.
No huddle offense for Haddon Heights. 3rd and 4. Give it to Moore again. Ball is loose, and Haddon Township picks it up again. The 2nd time Haddon Heights has fumbled the ball.
And Tad, when you're talking about Haddon Township, a team that's keeping themselves in this game and they're doing what they need to do right there. You saw it looked like somebody was the second one in on the tackle. Did what you kind of tell your kids when you're an underdog in a game, go for the ball. They did that, punch the ball out, and have a 1st and 10 in a pretty good area of the field as we look at Haddon Heights with an injury. I don't know. It looks like possibly Moore.
Yeah, that's Khalif Moore. So we have an injury timeout. 5:40 to play in the 3rd. Heights still leads it, 19-10. Tad Kosneski, Kevin Schulz back with you here in TV 19+. We have a pretty good game going. 5:40 to play, 3rd quarter. After the turnover, Township with the ball, 1st and 10. Campbell is back. He's going down the sidelines. He has a man there and just overthrown as he tried to get it in there to Harder, and Harder just couldn't quite catch up with it.
Yeah, that's a tough play. You know, they're covering that short area of the field, the quick out, and it looked like it was a stop-and-go pattern for Harder. It had the defender beaten, but the ball was just sailed a little bit wide. And, you know, I always like that throw, showing that you can go to the deep area of the field because it tells the defense, hey, we have to respect that area of the field. And I think later in the game that could leave things open in the underneath patterns, the crossing patterns, and even something out to the flat.
2nd down and 10. Boyle. He is stopped at the line of scrimmage and goes nowhere. That front tackle or two from Heights is doing a nice job of clogging the middle.
Yeah, and I'll tell you what, and that was also a real nice job of Alex Thompson on the left side. You know, we've called his number a lot with the job he's doing, especially on the last series of downs, or shortly after that, a few minutes into the second half, and putting pressure on Campbell. But right there, he did a nice job, not so much making the tackle, but holding things up and allowing the linebackers, giving them space to come up and make the play.
3rd and 10 for Campbell in Haddon Township. From the shotgun, Campbell going deep, has a man past the secondary, and it is incomplete.
Wow.
Boy, they're saying he's out of bounds. The ball was actually caught on the play by Boyle, but out of bounds. Had to wait for the signal of the official.
Nice play by Boyle. That was a lot like the completion he did have, where he kind of not only was going out, had to come back for it, but obviously ran out of room there and making the catch, but being just a couple feet out of bounds.
Pretty good throw by Campbell, too.
Yeah, I mean, you know, that is something, again, they're going to have to do, because in the end, that's going to set up something going across the middle, whether it's a rollout or something where he's coming from the shotgun, as you're looking at Haddon Township punting right here.
Low snap, and this is trouble. Getting by one. There's a hole down the far sidelines. Does he have enough room? Not quite. But nonetheless, a good effort just to get that up the field. That could have been disastrous. So 1st and 10 now for Haddon Heights, who has turned the ball over twice on their last 2 possessions.
Yeah, that's just an outstanding job by Condra, getting away from the defender on a tough snap right there and turning around, getting it up the field. For a second there, you thought he had room, but just a great individual effort, and you saw the speed of Haddon Heights in getting to somebody in the open field and making a play, and in the end getting their hands back on the ball.
You're getting a sense that Haddon Heights playing a little frustrated right now. 4:37 to go into 3rd. That is caught as they get it off. Nice move for the first down. That's Dominique Irons across midfield. It is enough for a first down. And that's all it takes, a play or two like that, and they're in business.
Well, you know you have to respect the deep area of the field. And you saw right there a quick hitter and just a real nice throw by Pinckney there, hitting the receiver Irons in stride and allowing him to get upfield and make a big play for the first down.
Pinckney wants to do it again, this time bottom side of your screen. Kashif Miller. Miller gets out to about the 45-yard line and a gain of 4.
And they've had some turnovers within their running game, and I think right now what they're trying to do is just get the passing game going in a simple way. You're not getting the ball far downfield, nothing complicated. You had a 5-yard in on the previous play, then you throw out to the flat, allowing your receivers to get the hands on the ball and get upfield.
Pinckney back. He's going for the out pattern. Miller for the first down across the 40. He is tackled at the 30, a gain of about 19 and a first down.
Yeah, another simple play. 3 simple pass plays. You get the ball to the receivers, whether it's Irons or Miller. Irons in stride, Miller get it to him when he's a little bit in stride, in space, and give him the ability to either cut to the inside or the outside.
1st and 10 from the 30. Eric Wood comes into the game, lines up on the left end spot. Back to pass again, wide open near side and down the sideline. Going with it is Miller. Miller ahead, and Miller is in for the touchdown. What a great run after the catch by Kashif Miller.
Yeah, and again, the thing I like about that play, and I said it on a previous play, that you get the ball to Miller on the outside. If you're a defender coming up that way on that play, you give Miller the opportunity to either turn to the inside or the outside. In the previous play, he turned to the inside. On that play, he turned to the outside. And I think that's one of those instincts that you want to have your receivers have, just have an innate sense of knowing where everybody is on the field. And I think that's what you saw from Miller, not only in a touchdown run, but on the previous play also.
So Heights now leads at 25-10 as McCoy goes for the extra point try. Partially blocked, but it might have enough to get through. Nope, does not. It goes wide left. 3:39 to play in the 3rd. Haddon Heights 25, Haddon Township 10. Tack Kazaneski, Kevin Schulz back with you here in TV 19 Plus from Haddon Township High School on a beautiful day for football. 3:39 to play here in the 3rd quarter. Heights leading at 25-10. They will kick off. And now a little more pressure on Haddon Township,
Yeah,
Kevin. They have to kind of maybe adjust the game plan a little bit.
Yeah, and I think the key, you give the Heights the ball too many times. I mean, and don't take advantage of opportunities when you saw them have the turnover. You get great field position. Eventually, they're going to wear you down, and they're going to score.
Township to return. And not much on that. They do get it across about the 26-yard line. It'll be 1st and 10 for Haddon Township. It's a shame because Haddon Township has played a good game, and up until that series got the 2 turnovers. They just are not able to do a whole lot against this Haddon Heights defense, which is quick to the ball.
Yeah, and I think the key is they're able to really do a nice job in covering that middle area of the field. I mean, Campbell is doing everything he can and rolling out, looking at different receivers, but you have some real good football players, not only in the pass, but also their ability to step up and stop the run at key times in this game.
1st and 10 from the 28-yard line. They will start with the pass. Campbell dropped on the near side, and a flag flies late, possibly roughing the quarterback, Kevin, here?
You know what? I took my eyes off Campbell after the throw. Not quite sure. I was looking at try to get the ball to Hart or out in the flat.
There it is, roughing the quarterback, as that was thrown by the referee late. That's going to cost 15 and a first down. So that's the little things that Heights is going to have to stop when they get into a big game, because they're just about able to close the door in this game now, but a play like that gives Township a little more life.
That and take better care of the ball also. We saw the turnovers. I mean, you see that on a film, and again, a team like Sterling that has a lot of defensive playmakers, you're the second man in on a tackle at any point in the game, they're going to be going for the ball.
We were mentioning Sterling because Sterling and Haddon Heights will play next week. 1st and 10 from the 44. A man goes in motion. Campbell looks like he will take it himself. Dives ahead for 2 or 3 to the 48-yard line.
And you talk about the part of the game, the discipline part of the game, knowing when to hold up when you're coming in on a quarterback and avoid that personal foul, which is something that's very tough for these young kids because, it's a game where you're teaching aggression, but at the same time you have to be smart about it. And, in tight games, doing the smart thing, doing the right thing can be the difference between a win and a loss. And, we've seen that in doing a lot of games throughout this season.
2nd down and 7. Campbell has 2 backs with him. And he's taking it to his right, gets off a screen pass, good catch, and a great defensive read, a nice play. That was Kenneth Lewis. Nice play.
Yeah, great open field tackle right there, not allowing him to get the cutback going. And again, that's what I'm seeing from the linebackers and the defensive backs. Great job at reading and reacting, reading the play, coming up, and not allowing the ball carrier or either the receiver getting his shoulders upfield.
2 minutes, 12 seconds remaining in the third quarter. Township with the ball. They trail it 25-10. 2 wide outs to the top, 2 wide outs to the bottom. Send a man in motion. Campbell is back. Gets it across the middle. Throws it a little bit low. Had a man there in Casey Boyle. Looks like Boyle's his go-to guy.
Yeah, Boyle coming across the middle right there. And, when you have a defense that, again, we were talking about reading and reacting, you're really able to play a little bit more off the ball in a lot of situations because of their ability to come up and make plays. And I think that's what, obviously, Haddon Heights is doing right now with a 25-10 lead. They'll give you those short passes over the middle. And always confident, and they're always aware of what the situation is and where they have to come up and make the stop.
Township will punt. Nice high over end kick. Pinckney, a fair catch, takes it at his own 28-yard line. Where Haddon Heights will take over 1st and 10 with 1:47 remaining here in this third quarter. We talked about next week a big game as Haddon Heights would go on the road to take on Sterling. And Kevin and I were at that Sterling game that played last night. Sterling lost on the last play of the game to Woodbury. And for Haddon Township fans who played Sterling on the first game of the season, you mentioned earlier in the broadcast, Sterling is a much different team, and I think a dangerous team to play.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, if I look at that first game, the 2 things that stick out are the improved play of the quarterback from Haddon Township and the quarterback, Preston Harrison, is Sterling.
Right across the middle, and it was almost picked off and knocked down. as Wade knocks that one down. Yes, it's been interesting how teams have gotten better as this season has gone on. It's going to make for an interesting seeding as you get to the playoffs. In the Group 2, where you talk about Haddon Heights, and we talked about Sterling and Haddon Field that you had here on TV 19 as well. Nice run here, and slipping down and going down on his knees on that run by Julian Faison. Faison looked like he could have been able to go for the first down, but slipped at about the 35.
Yeah, they get Faison involved in the offense right there. A kid who we've called his number a couple times on the defensive end of the ball. They had him blitzing off to the far side.
3rd and 4 for Haddon Heights. Pinckney quick out to the far side, slipping down but able to make the catch, but going nowhere with that is Kenneth Lewis. Should bring the punt team on here on 4th down and 8.
Yeah, nice job of Harder and Wade coming up, making the read right there, and just getting in Lewis's face. Even though if he was able to get his footing, they were right there to make the play.
50 seconds and counting to play here in the 3rd quarter. Heights will punt. They lead at 25-10. Back to receive will be Casey Boyle. He's standing on his own 35.
Yeah, and I'll tell you what, I don't know that they might even try for a block here with your inability to score points. Maybe just try and come up with a big play.
Nice snap. Gets it off. Boyle lets it bounce. Ooh, almost hit one of his players. Got to be careful there.
At the 30-yard line.
So now Township will take the ball with 21 seconds remaining here in the 3rd quarter, and they trail at 25-10. A couple teams having some pretty good seasons thus far. We were talking about Audubon sitting at 3-2 coming into today's action.
Yeah, it's amazing when you look at the standings. A lot of 3-2 teams. Teams are right there in the mix, and you look at a lot of the scores. I mean, a lot of close games. When you look at the Group 2 playoffs, upcoming Group 2 playoffs, there's a lot of teams that are very similar, and games are going to end this on a swing on a play here or a play there.
Here's Casey Boyle. Casey Boyle about lucky to maybe get back the original line of scrimmage. Going to leave him second. We'll call it about 11, and that could be the last play of the 3rd quarter with 10 seconds remaining.
Yeah, nice job of sack there on the defensive line. Thompson, Taylor Lanzillo, really doing a good job forcing Wade to go to the outside.
That is the end of the 3rd quarter here in TV 19+. We'll step aside. Back with more in a second. It's 25-10. Haddon Heights leads it. Jack Kazaneski, Kevin Schulz back with you here in TV 19+. From Haddon Township. Beautiful day for football. Glad you're with us as we start the 4th quarter. Haddon Township with the ball. They trail at 25-10. Second down and 11. Campbell's back. They're going across the middle, and it's intercepted. Coming down the sidelines off the tip and knocked out of bounds is Irons, and that's a ball the receiver, Kevin, should have caught, but Dominic Irons right there in the spot held it for the interception.
Yeah, Campbell put the ball right on the money where it had to go, and, we talked about how they're trying to go for the deep pattern. That's going to open things up in the middle with the crossing pattern. It was right there, but the ball went off the receiver's hands, and, of course, you give a kid like Dominic Irons an opportunity to get his hands on the ball, you're going to see the run after the catch. And Haddon Heights is in a situation now to really seal this win with 11:55 remaining and up by 15, and with a chance here to go up by even more.
From the 25, 1st and 10 for the Garnets at Haddon Heights. Pinckney from the shotgun. Goes near side. Nice move to spin and turn by Irons. Irons gets out to about the 13-yard line.
And that's that play that we talked about that we see. If we're looking at a matchup of Sterling and Haddon Heights, that Sterling's had some difficulty with the ball in the flat. And these guys probably do it as well as anybody. And, again, getting the ball there, and then you add the second part of it where you don't know which way they're going to turn. They go to the middle area of the field or the outside area of the field.
Pinckney looking, still looking, going up the end zone. A jump ball. There were 3 red shirts there, and none of them come away with it. That was almost like a Michael Vick type play, just trying to buy time, and I think he forced it, but was fortunate it wasn't intercepted.
And that's probably the most impressive thing that we've seen today, because I know we saw him against Haddon, or saw him against Audubon, who really didn't put a lot of pressure on him at all. He had all day to throw, and we said coming in this game, how's he going to react when he has pressure put on him? And I think he's answered all those questions with his ability to readjust in the pocket, look for different receivers, maneuver his way out, and trying to make the most of every single play under a lot of pressure that's been put on by Haddon Township.
2nd and 10. Pinckney wants to keep it himself. Pinckney still on his feet, and Pinckney is going to get into the end zone for the touchdown. So Pinckney calls his own number, and adds 6 more on the board for Haddon Heights, who now leads at 31-10.
Well, we're seeing a full package from Pinckney, not only the pocket presence, the comfort in the passing game, but also his execution in the backfield, getting everybody involved and even getting himself involved there with seeing the opening, showing great acceleration upfield. I think there's definitely a reason why you see him back there in punts and his ability to run, and he showed it right there from the quarterback position and seeing an opening and making the most of it and going in for 6.
Connor McCoy here for the extra point, trying to put Heights up by 22. Kick is long enough, and the kick is good. So there you see the time remaining in the game. It's been all Haddon Heights. TV 19 Plus coming to you from Hawk Country, Haddon Township High School. 11:23 to play in this one. Haddon Heights rolling it up now, 32-10. They'll kick it off short side of the field. Here comes Marino, and he gets out to about the 30. 1st and 10 Heights, and as we mentioned in the 1st and 10 Township, this Haddon Heights team, Kevin, I think is a team that can definitely challenge for Group 2. You know, in our local area, Haddonfield's going to be there. West Defford's going to be there. Somewhat on the outside, we talked a little bit about Sterling, but I'll tell you what, this Haddon Heights team, if they can keep away from turnovers, they're going to be right in the mix.
Yeah, they're tough. I mean, on the offensive and, you know, the defensive side of the ball, like I said, I'm very impressed with what they're able to do, the way they read and react on a lot of plays. Real nice job by the defensive line and the linebackers.
Quick pass to the outside for a couple yards to Marino.
And when you look at this Group 2 situation, there's a lot of teams that are very similar. It's not like there's 1 or 2 teams that are head and shoulders above everybody else. Like maybe we saw a couple years ago with the Haddonfield and West Deptford. You kind of knew you were leading towards a championship game with those 2 teams. You see a lot of teams, and it's indicated by a lot of the scores. There have been a lot of close games when you're talking about West Deptford playing Haddon Heights. I think that was a 36-28 game. Very close game last week between Paulsboro. Of course, Paulsboro is a Group 1 team, but talking about the Colonial Conference teams, and you know, a lot of teams that are very equal in ability.
Quarterback is just engulfed there. As he went to look to his right, there was nothing happening, and a sack and a loss of 2. Yeah, as you mentioned, you can almost flip a coin. You know West Defford's going to be somewhere around there. I think Haddon Heights is going to be around there. Haddonfield, who knows? They've come up with some big games this year. As we have a timeout in the field, we'll return in a moment. 10:18 to play in this one. Heights leads at 32-10. The Haddon Township Band and cheerleaders doing an outstanding job here as always. Had a great halftime show today. Did a great job of keeping the fans motivated in this one.
Kids put a lot of time into their band, and you know, I know they have band camp in the summer. A lot of times some of the parents say their kids are there from 8 o'clock in the morning to almost 10 o'clock at night, and they really do a great job.
Yeah, I like the way these Haddon Township kids do it. Great job to the band today and the cheerleaders. That is deflected. That was Pinckney, actually, that came in there and deflected. So now it's 4th and 7. So now Pinckney does it defensively.
Well, that's been a big difference in this second half, is the defensive line really getting in the way. And even if they're not getting to Campbell, they're disrupting his throws, getting an arm up, batting a ball away. And, you know, when you do that, you put him in a situation where maybe he sees somebody in his face, has to reset his feet. You just make things that much more difficult for a quarterback.
So Township now into punt. High kick. Pinckney wants a fair catch, then he lets it bounce at the 35. Takes a Township Bounce inside the 30, and it'll be 1st and 10 for Haddon Heights.
Tad, you were talking about the different teams that are vying for a Group 2 spot, and how I was saying how close a lot of the teams were. And, you know, you get into a playoff situation, it's not always about the talent, the ability to make plays. A lot of times it's the ability to be smart in situations, not come up with the big penalty. And I know we did the game last night. You saw some real nice plays by Woodbury, a runner going to the outside, instead of keeping the ball in the inside part of the field, switching it to the outside, and little plays like that, you know, can avoid turnovers.
There's Pinckney going back, has a man, and it's picked off. Intercepted by one of the defensive backs. Beautiful read there. So Township will get the ball at the 45 of Haddon Heights.
That was Alex Aguirre right there, stepping up, making a big play from the safety position. That's just a real nice read. You saw Pinckney setting his feet, knew he was going to go that way. Reddick got that extra step up and was able to make the play.
So 9:44 to play here in this game. Township with the ball. They trail it 32-10. Jake Campbell looks like he's back in. And with Connor Wade to his left. Campbell is back, gets it off to Wade, and Wade is taken down very nicely. He's clapping for himself again, Kevin. We've called his name, Alec Thompson. Alex has done a great job.
Yeah, no, a big kid, very athletic, and getting to the outside. And again, another play where you can put the ball to the receiver out there, but you have to put it in a situation where he can square up, get his shoulders upfield in a hurry because of the pursuit right here. And if a ball's thrown a little bit to one side, he has to turn. It just gives those defenders that much more time to get in their pursuit and get upfield and make a play.
2nd down and 15 as they lose 5 yards on that last play. Campbell fakes. He is back. Scrambling. Picks up a block. Gets the pass off. Has a man there. Caught it while he was sitting on the ground. That tells you how well of a thrown ball that was.
Down at the 42-yard line.
Nice job to come in there by
Connor Wade. Nice job of readjusting. That's the first thing you're always going to tell your receivers, that if your quarterback's in trouble, you've got to come back towards the ball, and that's what Wade was able to do right there, and Campbell really threw one on the money.
3rd and 7, 8:25 and counting to play in this game. Township with the ball. They trail it 32-10. Connor Wade will stand in the backfield with Campbell. Campbell back. Looking, gets it off far side, and it is caught, and it should be enough for a 1st down. Nice catch on the far side of the field.
Completed to Nick Marino.
Marino makes the catch.
He had another job. Marino, much the way that Connor Wade had done it on the previous play, came back to the ball. And yeah, you want to do things to help your quarterback, especially when he's under a lot of pressure, and that's what Marino was able to do right there.
1st and 10 from the 34. 7:48 and counting in this game. Township with the ball. They trail it 32-10. Campbell back, and he is going to be sacked. Kevin, guess who?
Alex Thompson off to the playing on the left side, coming around the end. And this is a kid who never quits on a play. You see him coming around the outside, keeping the legs moving, a lot of activity, and he just overwhelmed the defender. And I tell you what, he's a tough kid, not only because of his size to block, but because he also has a lot of speed, a lot of athleticism. And I think you see that not only from Thompson, but all across that front line, defensive line of Haddon Heights.
That sack goes for 9-yard loss. 2nd and 19. Campbell rolls to the near side. Looking. He's going to get killed here. There were white shirts teeing off of him. One was Julian Faison, also in there Kevin Hall.
Yeah, and again, Alex Thompson going to the outside. You know, we're calling his number a lot. Fought off 2 blocks. I mean, he was just a wall. Fought off the blocks and when you do that, you're slowing up the ball carrier, in a lot of cases allowing the linebacker to make the play. What made that play so nice was the fact that Thompson fought off 2 blocks and actually stepped up and made the play himself. Great individual effort by Thompson.
3rd and 22.
3rd and about 24.
Well, the PA announcer says 24. All right, we'll go by 24 then.
Close
3rd
enough.
and 24. Campbell looking, gets the pass off, and a nice read, but it was incomplete nonetheless. Brandon Smith in there on the tackle, and it's almost like the world is caving in on Haddon Township right now.
Yeah, and I mean, that's an example of what we're seeing. We talked a lot about what Haddon Heights brings on the offensive side of the ball. That last play shows you what they're able to do on the defensive side of the ball. You cover the middle area of the field. That's covered. Then they go to the safety valve, and Brandon Smith's ability to read the play, step up in a hurry, and make the tackle is something that, again, one of the many things that makes this Haddon Heights defense so good.
Trying to figure out now. Haddon Township coach is upset. One of them just threw a clipboard. They'll call timeout. 6 minutes, 2 seconds to play in this one. Heights leads at 32-10. After the timeout, Haddon Township going to go for it here, trailing at 32-10. 6 minutes and 2 seconds to play in the game. The problem is just the distance here. It's going to be 4th and about 24. Split the wideouts, 2 to each side. Campbell back, goes down the sidelines, jump. Nice job just to catch it. They're going to be about 5 short of the first down, but nonetheless a nice play and catch there.
Yeah, that's a nice job of Alex Kagera. Of course, he made the big interception, stepping up in front of a Pinckney pass off to that one seam area, reading it real nice, and then you see him on the offensive side of the ball, jumping up, showing real nice hands there, and hauling that in.
So, turnover on downs. 5:54 to play in this one here in TV 19. Heights going to increase their record now to 4-2. Township going to drop their record to 3-3. And in Group 1, if you can go 500, that might be enough to get you in.
And you talk about a lot of teams that are in the mix. I remember in previous years, you always had the top-tier teams that had a shot, but I think it seems like this year there's more teams at a later point in the season that still have themselves in playoff contention.
Pinckney on the handoff. Still on his feet. Look at this. What a job there running it with Kylif Moore. Moore jumped over 2 red jerseys and still kept going.
I think right now you're looking at a worn-out Haddon Township defense. You saw right there, and not only with the passing, but they're really doing a nice job again attacking that middle area of the field, whether it's making space through execution or nice job the offensive line's doing.
Gained about 6, 2nd and 4. Moore the lone setback again. It is Moore. Moore to the far side. Gets by 1. Gets a first down. Still on his feet. Down the far sideline. Taken out of bounds at about the 30-yard line. And a gain of about 30.
Yeah, I think those last 2 plays, we're talking about a lot of different players, what they bring to the table. With Moore, you see a kid who can run the ball up the middle. He's tough. And at the same time, right there, he also showed you on the second play in that downs how quickly he can get out to the outside, get himself in space, and get upfield for a first down.
Put the ball in about the 31, 1st and 10 for Haddon Heights. 4:35 and counting to play in this game. Looks like Moore back there again. Next to Pinckney. Moore this time up the middle. For about 2 as he gets across the 30.
Xavier Brown, gain of 2
So we hit about the 4-minute mark remaining in this game, and Heights with a 32-10 lead.
Nice job also when you're looking at Heights a bit with the offensive line. You see kids like Jeff Byer up there, of course Thompson. Sean Sack, whose number we've called a lot on defense, another guy who goes both ways and really brings a lot to this offense.
2nd down and 8. Moore. That is not Moore. That is Julian Faison. Faison back to the original line of scrimmage.
Making the stop on the play.
Faison's had a big day. I mean, really on the defensive side of the ball. You know, you had Thompson coming in from the left side on the outside. Faison maybe doesn't have the size of Thompson, but has a lot of speed. He's a kid who you can blitz and really shoot in there. And both those guys on the defensive side of the ball really played a big part in putting pressure on Campbell, making him throw in difficult situations, and really disrupting that passing game of Haddon Township.
3rd down and 8. I believe we have a new quarterback in here, Kevin, who hands off. And that is going to be up, still on his feet for the first down. Here is Faison. So Faison, another nice run as he gets to about the 10.
And that's Matt Vitale, a freshman, coming in at the quarterback position, getting some varsity time, getting out on a varsity field as a freshman.
1st and 10, Garnet.
So 2:38 and counting in this one. It'll be 1st and 10 inside the 15 from about the 12-yard line. As you're looking at the 2nd string now for Haddon Heights. Faison pretty good back there in the backfield on his own. He's just a junior. Faison spins, comes to the near side, gets around the end. Faison still on his feet inside the 5 and down at about the 3.
Yeah, he's a kid in that backfield. If you gain penetration, you better make it count. If he makes you miss, he's going to recover and do what he did right there, get upfield and get himself something out of nothing that a lot of backs wouldn't be able to get, but just shows great quickness, great awareness out there.
Julian Faison, the ball
1st
carrier.
and 2. They get a first down at the 1-yard line. Ball's at the 3.
2nd and 2.
Basically, they're just waiting for the back judge to start calling the last 5 seconds. He starts counting now. They'll run the play now. Ball's fumbled around, and Township may come up with this. They do.
Fumble on the
So
play,
2nd string indecision. 1:28 to play in this one, and Township will get the ball for the final time.
1st and 10, Haddon Township.
Haddon Heights, a team that's really had a nice run over the last few years. I know, they had a real good running game. I believe it was 3 years ago for a nice little run there, and really keeping things going and building a nice football tradition. Much the same way when you look at Haddonfield, also another Colonial Conference team that years back wasn't considered a football powerhouse, but that's really come on in recent years and put themselves in position where they're always a Group 2 championship contender.
Handoff goes to
Township on a handoff far side. Gain of about 2 as we hit the 120 mark to play in this one. And I believe we have a Haddon Heights calls time. We'll be back in a minute with the final 1:16 of this one. Haddon Heights called time because they wanted to get entire substitutions in on the defense, and they were having a little confusion with it, so they got their substitutes in now. And we are ready to go with the final 1:16 of this one as Township will take over 2nd and 8 after the timeout. Up the middle, not a lot there on that, maybe for a yard.
15-yard line.
As we'll hit the 1 minute mark remaining in this one. Again, for our fans in our TV 19 Plus area, courtesy of us at Sterling High School, you will have your next game on TV as well as you travel to Sterling to take on the Silver Knights in what should be a very interesting ball game as both teams are vying for playoff positions in Group 2. So you will see that game next week right on here on Channel 19.
Yeah, not only the playoff position, but in an effort to try to get that important home playoff game that you always want to try and get.
3rd down and 6. Pitch is fumbled. Ball's on the ground. It looks like Heights is going to get to it first. So Heights will have a chance to just kneel down on it after this as they recover the fumble. And Kevin Heights took care of business here, but I also want to give some credit to Township. Even though the score is 32-10, I thought they came here, played a pretty decent game today.
Yeah, they did what they had to do. I think in the end, their inability to capitalize on some of those turnovers at key times. I mean, when you get the ball, I believe the one time after one fumble on your own 35-yard line, you've got to capitalize, because if you keep punting back and giving this Haddon Heights offense the ball, just like you saw today and you've seen throughout the season, they're eventually going to make something happen.
Final 25 seconds of this one on TV 19 Plus, as Heights will more or less run one more play.
Matt Vitale, quarterbacking, takes a knee.
And they will take a knee, and that is just about going to do it. So congratulations again to Haddon Heights as they win it by a final score of 32-10, and they will increase their record to 4-2. Haddon Township, who's going to drop this game, drops their record now to 3-3. That's going to do it for us here today from Haddon Township. Hope you had a great time enjoying watching the game as we did bringing you the game today. There you see it, the final score. Haddon Heights wins at 32-10. For Kevin Schulz, I'm Tad Kazaneski and our producer Don DeSink. Hope you have a great evening, everybody, and we'll talk to you next time on TV 19 Plus.
Major funding for this program was provided by Lenny Vermont and Leonard Realtors, Westmont Ace Hardware, the Tap Room on Crystal Lake Avenue, and the Retrospect. Additional funding was provided by Carl's Haddonfield